This video is for newer pyrotechnicians that want to have an amazing 4th of July show and have no idea where to get started. I know I'm pretty young, but I have learned a lot. I've helped put together a show the last 2 years now. So let's get into it. Slight disclaimer. This isn't going to be a super visual video. It's basically going to be you looking at me talking. It's obviously after the 4th of July and I don't have much to show you. This is my first step to putting together a show. You obviously have to do a lot of research, so I usually have a fiery intro, something that's instantly catches everyone's attention, something that's fast, loud, colorful. If you can find a good firework cake that lasts even 20 seconds that does that, that's a perfect way to start. So, always do your research. Next, I go into whatever you want the theme. So this year was America's 250th birthday, so my main theme was patriotic colors. So I went, and when I shopped, I researched a lot of colorful cakes. I got American Anthem is a great NOAB that, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it goes from one color to the next, not all at the same time. And I paired that with a zipper cake that was patriotic, and that was the main section. And then I always go to another mid-show board. I find some of the best fireworks that I get every year almost. I don't have to do much research because I know there. And I put those together. Some of them I do 2 cakes together. It makes for a really good show if their cakes are a little slower. And that's it for my mid-show. I mean, just do your research on what you want. And then I usually get an overload cake. These cakes are over 500 grams. They're huge, heavy, extremely heavy. They're loud, and they're fast. So they're everything you want a good cake to be, plus a lot more. And that's usually right before the grand finale. I either have 1 or 2 of those, and they're pretty good. And then I usually like to put a pause. So this takes some decent timing to do, but you're going to have to watch a couple videos, because fireworks can vary in time. And you're going to put like a 2-second delay of dead sky with no shots in it is perfect opening to your grand finale. And for your grand finale, what I suggest, you do a lot of research on some good cheap cakes, because you're going to put everything together basically into a big finale. Now you can do this with one overload cake that could do the job, but what I like to do is take a bunch of cakes and put them together. Not usually super expensive good cakes, just a bunch of little cheap cakes. And I'll put them all together and they all go up in the sky together and everyone cheers. After you've done all your research, the next thing you need to do is get some plywood, because it's probably not good for fireworks to sit on ground, especially damp ground, unless they're in a box. Like if you get overload cakes, if you have them on a box, they need to be on something other than the ground. So what I like to do is plywood, and I take the plywood, I set it on a table, and I put the fireworks on there and fuse them up, and then you can duct tape them or brick them up however you want. And then I just take them out on a pickup truck, or we have a tractor, and I take them out on that and put them out there a safe distance, usually 300 feet away from the spectators. And that usually works pretty well. But I got a little ahead of myself. So on the plywood, once you get the plywood out, you gotta take the fireworks, and here's where you have to do more research. You have to figure out what you want where and how long each firework is so you can do a bunch of timing. It's a lot of work for 10 minutes, but it pays off if you have a good show. It takes a lot of math that I don't appreciate, but it pays off. So fuse, there's a bunch of different fuse I'd get. Green fuse is like 21 seconds a foot. Pink fuse we've had is 1 inch a second. And then there's slow red fuse. That's like 30 seconds a foot. Here's what I wouldn't get, but I have used in my finales a lot because I need fast fuse. White fuse. It says it's 0.1 second per foot, so you can't even see it go. It's so fast. And that's not reliable because it could fly away, basically, if it gets ahead of itself. I've had that happen, and then you have to go relight the show, and it's kind of embarrassing if you have a big crowd. So don't use white fuse unless you absolutely have to. That would be a wise decision. The next thing to do in your show, after you've fused it all up, is it has to be safe. You have to secure it. You have to duct tape them all together. Usually 500 gram cakes don't fall over on their own, but it's way better to be safe than sorry, because if you don't, you might not get another show, and that would be bad. So duct tape bricks, like I said, usually we duct tape them, it gets the job done. And also, to be safe, use 2 zip ties so your fuse, you make sure it stays together. Next up I have, I don't know, taking it out there. That would be, yeah, take it out there. 300 feet away is safe. It's what I usually do. 200 feet will probably get you by, but I like 300 feet away from spectators. And make sure it's a nice open area. And have water ready after you light it, because usually they like to burn. So if you're in a drought, and everything's dry and easily flammable, and you're doing it in a field or something, I would have water ready to go put out the fires, because they always catch on fire for me, no matter what. There's nothing you can do to stop it. They're just going to catch on fire and burn, and you're going to have to deal with it. So you're going to have water ready. It's usually going to take 2 or 3 times. You're going to need 2 or 3 loads, because everything usually reignites after it gets doused. I don't know how, but it does. I hope you enjoyed this guide. I know that I wasn't showing you much, but I hope it helped you somewhat get a start to planning a show. I have other guides on how to make better shows for more experienced people, or you can check that out anyway. It'd be good. I have other videos, what to use for your shows, what canisters, those are good things, but they're dangerous, so you really got to be safe with them. But I also have a video for them, so you should go check that out, and subscribe if you want more videos. I know I'm not easy to follow, but hopefully it got you start.